Hello, Layde Dei here. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2020. And as you know, I'm doing a series on entrepreneurship. However, I realize everyone does not want to be a business owner. Some people just simply want to excel in their current profession. Today, I have with me Police Officer Angela Davis. Officer Davis has a wonderful story of how we can have an ultimate goal, and life may take us down a different journey. But if we trust the process, we actually will end up with our ultimate goal. Officer Davis, thank you for sharing with us your story today.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, would you share with us what your ultimate goal is?
Well, on the route that I'm taking now, what I'm working toward is being a fire marshal. I've experimented with being a firefighter, now a police officer. I'm going to combine the two and seek the position of a fire marshal.
Okay, so right now you're currently a police officer. So how did that happen?
Well, long story, but I originally wanted to be a police officer. I actually was going to relocate to Arizona and apply for the police department out there.
Okay.
Then I heard about the scheduling for the fire department, and I was a recent mother, my first son, single parent, trying to balance work and life and career and everything. And I figured that schedule, having 24 on, 48 off, would give me more opportunities to actually be there and present with my son, and as well as do other things.
Okay.
So I went after that goal, enrolled myself in a fire academy, paid my bills up for about a year, my tax return, paid everything so I could go to school full time to learn fire service. So I pursued that. That didn't work out.
Okay.
My first time around. So I had to do something else, and I got back into corrections. Did that for a little while and ended up going, and my timeline may be off. That's right. Working corrections, because I've had to start over so many times, so it kind of throws me off. And then I eventually went to a police academy to get, to follow that dream and go that route. During that police academy, I ended up getting recruited for fire.
Oh, because you said fire marshal, right?
Yes.
Tell them what's the requirements are to be the fire marshal.
Well, fire marshal, basically, they are doing a lot of fire code enforcement, fire arson investigation, fire examiner type duties, but they also are enforcing those policies and procedures. So they're actually like fire code enforcement. So they have to have the peace officer certification really to enforce those codes and policies.
Okay. And the reason why I wanted Officer Davis to share with us is because, as she said, she had to start over several times. And so you obviously really wanted to do it, to be persistent in that. What was like driving you to continue to do that?
Oddly, I mean, not necessarily oddly, it's most parents' situation, mostly my son. I needed some stability, I needed a plan, I needed to do something for my household, for my son. It wasn't just me I was taking care of. I had another individual, a son that I had to provide for. So I couldn't just stop at, when the doors were closed. I had to do something else. I had a lot of support and encouragement from friends and family, several other members on the department. Everybody was very supportive through this journey, whether it was police or fire, whatever my ventures was. I had a whole lot of support and encouragement.
Okay, so what do you find the most exciting thing about being in your role? Because currently you are police. Officer Davis actually has experience on both sides. And how did you start out as a firefighter?
Well, mostly, like I said, what drew me there was the scheduling. I was trying to balance work and life, and having working 10 days a month.
Yeah.
Who can beat that? But once I got in there, the training and all that kind of stuff kind of excited me. The fact that I could actually complete and do what was asked of me, and then learning about the different things that I had no idea about, all the tools and equipment and everything, and actually retaining it. It became more and more exciting.
Yeah.
And so
Because you was actually a volunteer firefighter as
Yes,
well.
I was. I did the volunteer firefighter in the sheriff's department out that way. I did that, and that was cool as well.
Okay, so she actually got some experience kind of before she applied to the fire academy.
Yes.
So that was really good. The thing that I thought was fascinating about Officer Davis' story was, as she mentioned, she kind of like started and stopped, and it could have been times where she just would have gave up. But she has
I didn't stop on my own account. I got stopped.
Life came in and stopped her. But really, even though it worked out the way that it was going, it was actually leading you down the correct path.
Yes.
With you being the fire marshal, and because she ended up not becoming a firefighter, Officer Davis ended up going to the police academy, and she got that part that would help you enforce the codes.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I was already in the police academy by the time I started with the fire department.
Okay.
They let me finish my police academy before I started with the fire department.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I was able to make that smooth transition, but still able to hold that certification, still having it. I was able to use it by the time I left the fire department.
I see.
And it was what the long-term goal. I needed both anyway.
So you see? So I wanted her to share her story simply because sometimes we may have in our mind, we have an ultimate goal, and we may have steps in our mind the way that we should go, but life may step in and take us down another path, and as it's happening, we may be discouraged, thinking, oh, this is not what I wanted to do. But if we trust the process, it's actually leading us down the direction that we should be to get to our ultimate goal. And so that's one reason why I wanted Miss Davis to share her story, because to me, she has a beautiful story. And she is doing so well right now. She even was recommended for SWAT, correct?
No, I was applying for SWAT. They said I needed to wait until about 2 years in the department before, get a little bit more field experience before applying.
Okay.
But
so how long have you actually been with the...
in July, it'll be 2 years.
Okay, so... But you were recommended though.
Yes.
See? So what I'm saying, she wasn't even really qualified yet. But her police chief saw something in her that he actually recommended her be on the team she wasn't even qualified to be on. So that's saying a lot about her. And her tenacity to stick to it. Though things look like it may not be going away. I know Officer Davis personally, so I know her journey. And it's really a beautiful story. And she do have a wonderful son that she's done an outstanding job with. And he has a role model to look up to. And so what are some of the things, what is something you would like to share with someone that's probably going down the path, they're kind of getting discouraged, and what they should do? What would you advise them to do?
Pray. Just pray. Just stay motivated. Continue to stay focused and determined. And a lot of times, like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's always another route you can go to get to that path that you're trying to go on. So just stay focused, stay motivated, continue to pray, and just continue to pursue your dreams. And even with all the stuff that I want to do, there's still more training and classes and everything behind that. But I just gotta continue.
Yeah.
Finish it.
So what would you say is most challenging right now?
Just still working out the balance, because like I said, I still want to go to school. Being in this role, there's a lot of duties and requirements of me and the role that I'm currently in. So just trying to fit that all into life and still maintain my duties as a mother, maintain my household, any other relationships I'm trying to build or create or whatever. So balancing, the hardest thing is balancing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you are doing a wonderful job. See, I know this personally, but she's doing a wonderful job. And so I did want Ms. Davis to share her story with us, because again, like I say, everybody don't want to be a business owner. Some people just want to excel in their chosen profession. But sometimes as we are going down that road, life may take us down a different path, and we may think, oh, it's not going to work out. But if you trust the process and, have faith, it will eventually lead you to your ultimate goal, just like Officer Davis here. And her goal is to be a fire marshal.
As far as career-wise,
Yeah.
I do have my entrepreneurship goals.
Oh, okay.
But I'm working on those as well. So as this is pretty much going to pay for the long term.
She's just a Renaissance woman right here. This is just a Renaissance woman. She just got all this stuff going on. Because I know personally, Officer Davis is, she's also on her path to home ownership. Yeah. And then this is a worker. Because she works, her police officer, her role in that. And she also work on the side too. Because that's benefits with being a police officer. Would you share that with?
Well, most police officers have off-duty assignments. Most businesses, they prefer a police presence, other than, or they may have police and security to secure their locations. Because if you have security, they're calling the police. If the police is already there, then that saves them that step and that time lapse for an actual offense happening. So they have, websites and apps and everything else where you can sign up for off-duty assignments. So I try to take advantage of it the best I can, especially when it comes to saving.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother income that I try to put aside outside of my regular income. So
And what would you share would be like the most challenging thing about being a police officer?
I think it really depends on what department you're with
and
what your actual duties and assignments are. Like I said, when I was had a full shift of patrol and stuff like that be kind of being idle with me being with a smaller city, that was a challenge for me because I'm used to staying busy, staying active or whatever, and then I didn't want to become one of those officers that's looking for something. So that was a challenge for me. But now that I'm more active and in other parts, doing other things within the department, it's kind of a lot better.
Okay, what would you say would be your greatest joy in being a police officer?
I think it's kind of crazy because it's like we're in 2020 and people act like they've never seen a black female police officer before, and I'm like, but it's so many of us. So when someone sees, I'm like, what? Whatever department, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm not the only one. I'm not the first one. So that's still funny to me.
Oh, okay. But that's good. Officer Davis does a wonderful job. I've actually heard her on some of her calls. How polite she is with the public when they're going through something. She actually is the one that made me really respect peace officers, because she really is doing that protect and serve. And so she gave me a whole new respect, for peace officers. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And so I want to just thank Miss Officer Davis. I keep saying Miss Davis because she's my friend. Officer Davis, for being with us here today, for sharing your story. And if you guys have some questions or some comments, please put them beneath my video. Let me know. And then if I can have Officer Davis answer some of your questions. So if you like the video, like it, share it, comment. And I'm going to have another video coming out Wednesday. I will be talking to an entrepreneur Wednesday. I'm going to be talking to a lady that prepares taxes. And so I have some viewers that ask about taxes, some of the tax benefits of being an entrepreneur, and she will be answering those questions for you guys. So again, thank you, Officer Davis, for your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're so very welcome. Again, like, share, and I will see you next time.